What's going on, everybody? You know what time it is. It's time for another Sparks Notes comic review. This time we're talking about Paranormal Hitmen number 2 from Behemoth Comics. Stay tuned for that, but first, please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video, and drop a comment below and let me know what you thought of Paranormal Hitmen number 2. Welcome back, everybody. Let's start talking about Paranormal Hitmen number 2. This book is from Behemoth Comics. It is written by Brett Murphy with art, colors, and letters by Wilson Gandolpho, edits by Matt Kund, and actually I believe we have a little short mini story from Kund as well, called Ghost at the Gate. So there's a little backup story in this. So, Paranormal Hitmen 2, we last left off in issue 1, where they thought they'd captured Dr. Mooney, but we saw what happened that led to him leaving and escaping, and Alfonso Carboni, the mob boss, now has him in his hands. We start this issue off with a little bit of a flashback to Berlin in 1945 when I believe this would be when the Nazis were defeated, and a soldier comes across a file that says Spectre, and it's the plans for the Spectre Cube. So that, I think, is then the origins of where the cube comes from. It is actually Nazi Germany. And so we come back to present day, and our two paranormal hitmen, Gene and Devon, are going after a ghost in present day. They get rid of that ghost and they find out that that is the 5th one that they've hunted down again, and that Dr. Mooney has built a new Spectre Cube, and they are kind of just unleashing these ghosts out in the world and they have to deal with it. Seems like a cover-up, right? They're trying to hide something else going on. Also at this point, the public became aware of ghosts and that they are the ghost hunters for the public, and so they have kind of become a little famous, which is not their goal. So that is an interesting thing happening here, and really they're just trying to figure out how can they find Alfonso Carboni, Dr. Mooney, and stop what is going on. We find out that they have not just built a Spectre Cube, but they have built a giant cube that allows not just the ghosts to come from the afterlife, but people to go back into the afterlife. And I think this concept's really cool. I love what they're doing here. I'm going to stop there with plot, because that's where things get a little bit more spoilery. But I will say we get some interesting ghosts pop up later in this one at a museum, including Abraham Lincoln, Vikings, and of course, my favorite, we get a T-Rex, which we got here on the cover. We also have him on the back cover. That was fun. That was a great part of the story. I loved it. So for me, this is again another fun read. We have some twists and turns here in this to get through to the end, and sets up issue number 3, where it seems like they're gonna probably end up in that Spectre Cube and into the afterlife. So we'll see how that plays out next issue. There's some good character development and plot development in this story. We learn a little bit more about Devon and Gene. We see kind of their personal life a little bit, and that ends up being a little bit of a plot driver that you'll find out by reading this story. So again, this is a solid read for me. The art is fun and fitting to the environment of what the story is about, with the paranormal side of things. Our hitmen look like they would be hitmen, right? So I love the character design. I love the art that we have going on. I think this isn't really too much of a spoiler. This is our museum here, and we can see this like paranormal glow occurring, and so I love the way that was drawn. I love the way the ghosts are drawn. I think this is just a fun read. I think some have described it as, Ghostbusters meets The Sopranos. I think that's got some truth to it. Overall, though, it's a fun read. Art, again, like I said, I like it. 8 or 9 out of 10 for me, because it's very fitting to the story. The story is fun. It's a good read. Gives it 8 or 9 out of 10 again for me. These covers are fun. The characters are getting more interesting than just, hey, you're a hitman. We're learning more about them, little little pieces of their character, and I like that. So that puts this probably for me at a 8.5, 9, probably 9 out of 10. I'm thoroughly enjoying this story. The backup story was kind of interesting. It was more focused on her, and a ghost part of that. It's a 2-page story, so very quick, very short. I think it might be continued in the next story, maybe not, but there does seem to be an ending to it that could be continued in the next issue. I know that that the author of that story, Matt Kund, he already said that there is going to be another mini story, so I'm hoping get a little bit more of, there's a little alien looking dude running around, so I hope we get some more of that. That'd be interesting. So yeah, I recommend, like I said with issue 1, I recommend reading this series. I still recommend reading this series. This is a fun read. That's all I can say right there. It's a fun read. If you like ghosts and paranormal, if you like Hitmen, Sopranos, those types of things, check this out. You're gonna enjoy this. It's from Behemoth Comics. You can get it on their website still if your LCS does not have it. So go to behemothcomics.us to go ahead and pick this comic up. You can get issue 1 and 2 on there at the same time if you haven't read issue 1. So go ahead and do that. Thank you everyone for watching this. That's watching it. I appreciate you all. We're getting close to 500 subscribers, which is just crazy to me. So thank you all for watching these videos, subscribing to the channel, dropping comments and all of that. I really appreciate the interaction with you guys. So as always, collect what you love. See you next time.